and Josh Wiseman forced into a pretty poor upwind flick huck right there. Jay Clark just hitting a wide open Camden Allison Hall. Disc is now with Mitch Sion.
Mitch Sion's been playing good.
Once again, Will Driscoll thinking he has to toe that line in and simply does not. Here we go. Jordan Jeffrey applies the pressure, but Jay Clark gets the inside. Big hammer going up. It's a floater.
Wow.
And Elliott Clark goes up between both Ashlyn Joy and Nick Schlag, two great defenders, and gets the goal. The little man from the University of Georgia gets up, gets the grab.
That is even more impressive by the fact that Ashlyn Joy is a phenomenal leaper. Yep. And he's going to get sandwiched here, too. Wow.
Now that's a great grab. Here we go. We see Jay Clark putting that hammer up. It's floating. It's coming in at all sorts of angles and just gets up in the right spot with the right angle and makes the grab.
Two hands on it, too.
Yeah, it's a great grab by Elliot Erickson. So right now it's 7-4. NextGen is down against Revolver, who is playing in their home crowd, in front of their home crowd. Looks like Jimmy Mickle is pulling apart what might be a ace bandage that was going around either a hip flexor or the lower back. It's very possible that he might be contending with a couple injuries. Just came off of a very, very long college season with the University of Colorado Mama Bird.
Nothing says fired up like taking off protective equipment.
And having been a couple of old wily guys ourselves, we know a thing or two about it.
Oh, another hand block. Wow.
Another piece of a throw. That time, that was Eli Kearns just getting a piece of Ashlyn Joy's throw. That's another Davis, Davis to Davis D. It's pretty impressive there. Dylan Freechild just roasts Josh Wiseman up line and just throws the easy goal.
He loves that little dishy high release, boy. He loves that thing.
He's riding that. He's riding it all the way to glory right now.
He really is.
Absolutely. Number 17, Aaron Neal, fresh off the boat from New Zealand, making that goal right there, making the grab.
We have seen at least 3 or 4 hand block, foot blocks.
Yeah, there we go.
From
We see
NextGen.
Freechild just not really caring at all about Josh Wiseman's mark and just hitting the wide open Aaron Neal there. Right on the backhand side.
Good for Aaron Neal. He's showing he belongs. He probably came in here as a little bit of an unknown quantity coming from, outside of the U.S., and he is hanging tough and making plays.
Absolutely. He plays for Canterbury in New Zealand, a team that I myself have never heard of.
I've played against them.
You have? What is it? Where are they from, or what are they like?
They're from Christchurch, which is on the southern island of New Zealand, and it might. I haven't been there in a while, and it was New Zealand was pretty much dominated by co-ed ultimate, so it's interesting to see that he can really hang with the boys, if you will.
Absolutely. Big pull, big blading pull coming down there. Wiseman out there again. Nathan White, disc right back into Ashlyn Joy. If it ain't broken, don't fix it, and if it got broke once or twice, keep doing it.
Keep throwing it.
Yep. Marcelo Sanchez with the disc again. He's been a little bit of he's had a hot hand this game in the sense of just wanting to catch and fire. Bo Kittredge holstering that, hitting Ashlyn Joy, who then hits Wiseman on the open side, being marked by Tim Morrissey.
Nice bid.
Humongous bid there. Throw goes up, and Trent Dillon, having applied the pressure on Ashlyn Joy, who had a wide open opportunity to hit Bo Kittredge, just could not connect. And Revolver has now got their backs up against the wall a little bit here because the score is getting closer and closer.
Just a little too much.
Yep. So right now, Mitch Sion with the disc hits Jimmy Mickle. Jimmy Mickle with the disc, just not seeing anything he wants.
There it is.
Hits an open throw. Ooh, and almost a bobble there by Chris Kocher. Kocher throws up the big throw to Bo Kittredge and Will Driscoll out there. Those are the biggest boys on the field right about now. And it sails over everyone's head.
Maybe not the worst idea. Their offense was pretty stagnant there. They got off, something to Kocher that he nearly dropped and then put it downfield, place in D.
So right now, it looks like Ashlyn Joy's got the disc, and this is a very stagnant Revolver offense.
Wow.
It goes right somehow a piece is gotten of the throw. It goes over. It goes over Wiseman. It went over everybody.
Oh.
And somehow Nick Schlag bobbled it and still managed to catch it.
It's 7-7.
So right now, it's a little bit back and forth. This is it's getting a little wind. It's
Have they burned a timeout? Yeah, that's smart.
That's a good idea.
That's a
right
great
about
idea.
Now, it's getting kind of crazy.
Revolver's offense is looking a little out of sync, maybe a little ragged. I mean, like we said, NextGen is getting some hands and some feet on those throws on the mark, which is, I would imagine, fairly unusual.
Here's the throw again. It was just a wonderful bid, and it just sails right over Chris Kocher's head. Dylan was on the mark, and in comes just a flying NextGen defender.
That was Clark.
Yeah, somehow everybody missed, and Nick Schlag being in the right place at the right time.
You know, in games like this, you know, I'm sure everyone who's played Ultimate, your coaches are going to scream at you. Every time the disc goes up, everybody go get under that thing, because there's going to be plenty of chances for everybody. One tip, and it's a circus environment out there.
And even more so in this sort of environment, if you could see what we're seeing right here up from the announcer's booth, you could see these clouds are coming in. It's that San Francisco fog, low clouds just blazing.
Yeah, they
there.
are moving.
I don't know if anybody's a fan of Eddie Izzard out there, but as Eddie Izzard said once, you've got very fast fog in San Francisco. It's like, oh no, I'm late for getting in someone's face. So right now we got Jimmy Mickle with the disc looking for Mitch Scion, not getting that separation he wants. Big huck goes up. Nathan White going deep along with Jay Clark.
Oh, wow.
And with the milking of the throw, NextGen gets the goal.
I have to imagine that was a punt.
Yep. It was a late stall count. The disc was just thrown up, but saw the opportunity and took it. Oh,
Oof,
so
man.
now that's a great throw. That's flat, that's far, and it's downwind, so it's going to work out for them. And Nathan White doing what he can, but just alone out there, all alone on the wall, as it were.
And that disc came out inside out and ended up outside in, so the wind probably is blowing a little higher. You get the disc 10, 15 feet off the ground. I'll bet it's a whole different wind condition than it is down, you know, around below head level.
So even after all of our errors in calling the score, it looks like NextGen has taken half, 8-7 right now. Revolver's really got to be thinking right now. They're in a good spot to be coming back, but they are also facing a team full of very good athletes who are hungry and want to prove that they're better than one of the best teams in the United States.
NextGen's got to be pretty happy with where they are right now. Up one, you know, first game out of the gate. Their defense has been tremendous.
Mm-hmm. So right now, we got still the crowd's getting pretty big out there. Some familiar faces from the Bay Area club scene, just coming out here having a good time. When NextGen Tour comes to your town, you should come on out, check it out, get in, see some great Ultimate, and have a lot of fun with your friends.
Yeah,
family.
Austin on the 22nd, where I imagine the conditions might be a little different.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. Atlanta on June 24th. Heading up to Raleigh on June 27th on a Thursday.
Playing Ring of Fire.
Playing Ring, yeah. Monday, July 1st in New York, probably playing Pony.
P-O-N-Y, Pride of New York.
July 2nd in Boston. Got to be seeing.
Back-to-back days there, Pony and Ironside. You got to imagine that's going to be a little exhausting.
That'll be a test.
Yep. Okay. Well, we're going off air for halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, join us once more once our live stream comes back. And welcome back to blustery San Francisco, California, Kezar Stadium, City by the Bay, for the second half of the NextGen All-Stars against San Francisco Revolver. This is the first game of the NextGen Tour. You can check out NextGen Tour's dates, players, and all the other great information at nextgentour.com. Dylan Freechild starting off the half with a pull, and Joel Schlackett it turns out that's Jordan Jeffrey fielding the pull in the initial. Throw goes up. It's a big arcing huck from Jeffrey to Ashlyn, who Ashlyn Joy just looked like he kind of fell down before the play even happened.
Yeah, he was open to.
It was a big run, you know, and at the end of a big run, sometimes you're getting ready to bid and it just doesn't come out right. So NextGen with an opportunity to just get a lot more separation of that score right about now. So throw was going up to Trent Dillon right there.
NextGen has been able to score on this Revolver O-line.
Yep. Right now, the Revolver O-line is not showing the kind of prowess that it has once displayed. And Freechild once again with that open side cut.
They have been, Revolver's been forcing a lot of backhand, and NextGen has taken that little inside-out dishy, little leading inside-out backhand, and it's been hurting Revolver.
It has been really tearing them apart at this moment in time. So right about now, Dylan Freechild with the disc, looking for Trent Dillon up line, hits an IO over to Jay Clark, who hits Freechild right back. Freechild in the middle of the field. Looking for Driscoll. Driscoll not getting the separation he wants. A couple of yards back on the dump now. Driscoll with the disc. Hitting Dylan Freechild, who's in the end zone. Now the disc is back up. Kocher hits Driscoll over there. Now the disc is in Elliot Erickson's hands. Looking for Freechild being marked by Ashlyn Joy. Freechild with the high release backhand one more time. The bread and butter.
That's right.
And
ooh, nice catch.
A very good catch by Chris Kocher there. Dylan Freechild with the disc in the middle of the field. Got to expect the backhand coming out there. Trent Dillon with the disc hitting the IO backhand as well. And number 12, Mitch Zion there with the disc hitting about a 10-yard dump there to Dylan Freechild, whose receiver, Trent Dillon, had taken a little bit of a spill there. The IO backhand comes out one more time. And Mitch Zion now hits a ghost receiver. Didn't know what he saw there, but tries to throw a swing and just cannot hit the receiver that is not there.
I think Driscoll took a step, but Bo jumped the lane, and Driscoll broke off his cut.
Absolutely, yeah. So Bo with the disc, making a very turning angle on that end.
Wow,
that
nice
disc
D
is
by
just
Clark.
thrown right back into Clark's hands. Jordan Jeffrey getting inside positioning absolutely just taken away by Jay Clark. That was a great D.
Great block.
Yep.
Well, NextGen worked it up. Let's see if they work it up again.
Jay Clark with the disc, hits Freechild in the middle. Ashlyn Joy on the mark. Freechild tries an around backhand, almost doesn't make it there, but yep.
Still 8-7 NextGen.
Here we go. Dylan Freechild hits Chris Kocher one more time. Looking for that open side backhand. Once again, a throw and go cross. That's very fundamental vert stack offense. And Joel Schlackett comes in between a miscommunicated cut by both Driscoll and what was Mitch Zion.
Nice shake by Schlag.
Yep. Here we go. We have Josh Wiseman with the disc on the open side, not seeing what he wants, even from Bo. There is probably a pick called there. Bo having taken his mark right into where both Josh Wiseman and Chris Kocher were. Disc on Ashlyn Joy hits the up line to Bo Kittredge.
You know what I'm going to call that play from now on?
Yep.
The bow and go.
The bow and go.
I mean, that is just money for him. If he starts out behind the disc or with the disc, as soon as he goes, his first couple of steps, he is just gone. And Revolver has played with him long enough that I'm sure they recognize when he has steps, they're creating a big pocket for him to cut into.
You could see that play developing from 10 or 15 yards behind the disc. Bo is just flying by and gets the easy upline goal.
Both NextGen turnovers are something that you might expect from a team that is not terribly familiar with one another. That was two guys, maybe they were open, but they definitely both broke their cuts off and, you know, just throws that the other guy was hoping would be there.
Absolutely. And now we're tied up again, 8-8. Revolver having gotten their offensive point back. Russell Wynn getting set to pull for Revolver. Pull goes about 3/4 of the, just about 10 yards outside of the end zone. We got number 24, Eli Kearns, with the disc on Simon Montague now. Hits a pretty open backhand to Jacob Janin, looking for an option. Jimmy Mickle now with the disc, big, powerful thrower, swinging the disc back to the middle there. With Simon Montague having a wide open lane there to hit
Wow,
Jacob
nice
Gannon.
throw.
That's
good. Great vision.
That was about a 30-yard just flat around backhand. Now we got Tom James marking Jimmy Mickle. Mickle looking for an option. Tries Scuba, but goes around flick. Very good idea there. And
wow.
Aaron Hahn just hitting a very, very open Tim Morrissey there, just on the break side, just very, very smooth offensive control right there, hitting the receiver and going up 9-8.
Great fake by Mickle. He's going to fake. He's going to get Tom up, go right around, and then, as we discussed earlier, textbook, bang, bang.
Hahn hits Morrissey, and it's done deal. So right now, as we said again, it's 9-8 NextGen. It looks like Jimmy Mickle's out there, Aaron Neal, Mitch Sion, Aaron Hahn.
Allison Hall's out there.
Camden Allison Hall, and Jay Clark is out there again, who is, along with Simon Montague, just had a great point last series there. So the pitch is getting a little windier right now. You can see the jerseys are starting to whip a little bit more there. The wind is just going to keep on coming hard at these players, and they're going to have to rise above. A big
Revolver back on. Oh, that O-line has played quite a bit and played a lot of D too.
Yep. Big arcing pull there. Ashlyn Joy with the disc in the middle of the field hits a pretty wide open Jordan Jeffrey, an uncontested sort of under right there.
ISO Bo.
ISO Bo. Bo gets the disc. Bo looking, pump fakes, hits Wiseman. Wiseman looking off his upfield cutter, but hits Bo anyways. Bo hits Nick Schlag with a great throw there. Just no chance for the defense.
Little sneaky handler cut.
Yep. Nick Schlag there, having played with Revolver for a number of years since 2008, just knows his role on this team, and that's to get the disc moving and to make hard cuts. And right there, he shows why he's been on one of the best teams in the world.
And he generated that. He started that cut parallel with Wiseman.
Yep. And as you can see there, Schlag, also having played with Stanford, coming up in a really strong program in college, learning systems, and then going straight into Revolver, learning more systems and just playing with a lot of confidence and the great skills that he has, both with his throws and his legs.
It's been a lot of Revolver O-line, so now we finally get to see a little bit of Revolver D-line as they get them out there finally.
Yeah, we got Tim Gilligan set with the pull. We got Andrew Hagan, Lucas Dahlman coming off of a concussion that he sustained with the San Francisco Dogfish.
Big Zach.
Yeah, Big Zach attack. Zach Travis, Mac Taylor, got John Levy, and Tom James. Pull goes up. Tim Gilligan having gets that right about to the brick mark. So we have Kearns with the disc there, looking inside to Will Driscoll. Driscoll looks off the downfield cut, looking for Freechild.
Nice D by Hagan to stop the first break.
Yep. Freechild gets the cut back, and then a little bit too much from Hagan there on the mark. Foul called.
Revolver has been forcing backhand a ton, and now they're coming out force flick.
Yep. Seeing if they can prevent that that high release backhand from getting off too much. Kearns is hit with an around backhand from Freechild. Freechild getting active once again. They're looking for him. Can't get him yet. Gets the separation he needs.
That was a travel.
Throws a laser, a lasering flick, regardless of a travel or not. It is a turnover, and Mac Taylor is going to set up to pick up the disc for Revolver.
Hagan doing a pretty good job on Freechild there. It made him work awful hard to get a little 6-yard pass.
Absolutely, and with such a small roster, you got to think that that's going to make a difference in the long run. Lucas Dahlman, just great cuts right there.
He is a very strong cutter.
Yeah, so much speed and so much skill.
Nice D again.
Not too many options there, but Lucas Dahlman getting a long stall count. Tim Gilligan with the disc hitting Mac Taylor there in the middle. Mac Taylor holsters the deep shot.
Yep.
And Zach Travis cannot hold on to that under right there. So Eli Kearns picking up the disc once more. Foul is called on Tim Gilligan. Gilligan, once again, having come out of San Diego State University, having been one of the major anchors for a run that was almost magical and almost taking them to nationals, but unfortunately lost in a backdoor game to Stanford after a truly heartbreaking game.
He's one of 8 new guys on this team.
Yep, absolutely. Gilligan. And Kearns cannot come up with the catch on Freechild's flick. I think it is definitely showing that Freechild has much more dangerous with his backhand. Driscoll on the mark against Mac Taylor. Mac Taylor gets the around break to Dahlman. Dahlman hitting John Levy there. Levy not seeing what he wants, but has no mark. Hits Dahlman in the middle. Dahlman trying to call shots out there. We got Mac Taylor with the disc, but there's a call.
Good D by Freechild downfield on Hagen there. That was Hagen was ISO'd, and Freechild just blanketed him.
Absolutely. Hagen was coming out like a speeding bullet there, and Freechild just stood him up with the chest. It's really important when you're in the open field to get your body onto the defender in a legal but effective manner, and that was what Freechild exhibited right there.
And you know Hagen is not exactly shy,
no,
if you will,
certainly
playing
not.
man defense. So he's gonna give as good as he gets. If someone starts bodying him, he's not gonna start whining about it.
Absolutely not. Just want to let you all know, watching at home, that this is the NextGen Tour. You can check out everything about all the players, where the NextGen Tour is going, at nextgentour.com. And score is currently 9-9 right now, with Revolver coming in, but what looks to be about 28 to 30 yards outside of the end zone. Mac Taylor having called a timeout. My guess is that there's going to be either a vertical set or an isolated set with 3 guys in the back trying to stay out of the play and 1 cutter downfield really trying to get the disc. And with a thrower like Mac Taylor, you got a lot of options around, inside, open side. You got it all.
They're coming out horizontal.
So right now it looks like in the cutting lanes we have Zach Travis, Lucas Dahlman, John Levy, and unfortunately he's bent over in such a way that I can't see, but it's
Hagen.
And that's Andrew Hagen, yes. Over there, Hagen making the cut. Mac Taylor not seeing what he wants.
Lucas.
Mac Taylor hitting Lucas Dahlman, who's speeding down that open side lane. Hits Tim Gilligan on the around. Gilligan looking for an option, hits Mac Taylor on an easy open backhand. Now cuts up line. Mac Taylor doesn't like it, hits Tom James, who looks like he was open by factor of a pick.
Yeah, pick or a push off, I would imagine.
Yes, based on the separation. This back on Mac Taylor, Tom James, and it looks like Tim Morrissey walking back into the goal line area.
Hagen is poached massively if they can get it around. Oh boy.
And John Levy kind of making a bid a little too early on that. Just cannot make the grab. And
wow, Gilligan with the phantom.
Yep, the great pressure right there caused the drop there. And it's getting a little wild out there, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little too quick there. John Levy can't come up with the grab.
Nobody's going deep. It's all underneath.
It's a very unfortunate, an unfortunate turn for Revolver, who had two great break opportunities. In fact, we have Hagen on the mark against Dylan Freechild, who's just wide open against Mac Taylor, who's wasn't putting up much of a fight there. Tom James,
nice D by
wonderful
Tom James.
D by Tom James. Tom James, having been coming up in a system and a program that featured the likes of players like Robbie Cahill and Mark Sherwood. Just a great extension on that layout D. Gets real high, gets his hand on it, gets the D.
I think Morrissey thought he had him beat the whole way.
Yeah,
I think he might have had a chance to come back to it a little bit. He's kind of clapping his hands, looking a little disappointed on that one.
Yeah, Morrissey having made a great cut, of course. Not too much happening right now. Mac Taylor just not seeing the options he wants. Hits John Levy, who finally gets a little bit of separation. Hits Lucas Dahlman. They're about 4 or 5 yards into the end zone. Not much happening right now.
NextGen D is definitely tightening up.
Yep. They're a little tired. It's clear. Revolver is just cutting with a little bit more fatigue and a lot less, I guess, authority would be the best way to put it. Gilligan holsters the deep shot. Oh, and a great bid.
Nice
coming
bid.
in there.
Although he is beat now. Oh,
Yep.
he's recovering.
Eli Kearns trying to get that back.
Oh my goodness, and boy does he.
Yep.
Wow.
What a great bid there.
That.
Kearns set the
Kearns
tone.
came in, made the crazy late bid off the poach, gets beat, recovers, layout, hand block on a backhand. Holy mackerel.
Yep. That's just heads up play right there, and beyond heads up play, it's just skill.
Boom.
Yep. Eli Kearns, what a great bid there. So another timeout taken by NextGen. The All-Stars right now pressing to get that 10th point against Revolver. Revolver looking a little bit on their haunches right now, not really getting this sort of separation that they were in the first few points, and feeling the pressure, definitely.
There have been, I want to say, I'm not keeping close track, but there have been at least 5 turnovers at this point.
Yeah, there were 3 in rapid succession.
This started out as a Revolver D point.
Yeah, not to mention 2 very close to the end zone turnovers for Revolver, just on break opportunities that you just have to convert, even if it takes a couple extra throws. You just have to focus up, and you got to make that catch. You got to make the right throw, because if not, that's the difference between winning and losing at this point. 2
pretty spectacular Ds, one by Tom James and another one by Eli.
Yeah.
Kearns.
You got to admit the defensive prowess of both of these teams is very clear.
Freechild with it.
Offense being a much more a game that, or at least a part of the game that requires a lot more, I guess, just time and just chemistry, whereas defense is...
You just run hard.
Yeah, you run hard. Here we go. Kearns with the disc on the open side, about 12 yards out of the end zone, not seeing his option. Wants to hit, and Levy.
Ugh, he wants that one back.
Levy getting it back. Just really having all the inside positioning on that. There really wasn't a good open option for the throw from Kearns.
He knows better too. As soon as he just needs to stick with the dump and not try to just jam that down the line. It's a tiny window.
Absolutely. So right now, Revolver getting the disc back. This is the classic definition of a hell point. This is just everything is going wrong, and Zach Travis making a tip, which allows
Lucas to haul in the trash. What did we say earlier on a floater? Everybody go down.
Absolutely. In this sort of weather, you got to make that happen. Now, Andrew Hagan finding Tom James on the wide open field. It's getting tied up there right now. Zach Travis with the disc, not seeing any options, looking for something.
Ooh, nice, great D on the dump. Phenomenal D on the dump by Will Driscoll.
Gilligan, what a great grab there.
Whew.
On desperation, late stall count throw by Zach Travis, just puts it up and the disc just floats in that classic Keys Our Way. Right
Driscoll
over.
just shut Mac down. There's that big bomb. This is what we're talking about. These discs are going to stand up, and there's going to be plenty of chances.
That tip there, and Dylan almost getting a piece of it, but Lucas Dahlman coming in there, not showing any effects of his concussion, and the disc just flies right over Kearns, and Tim Gilligan's just right in the right position there. It's how many more rights can I fit into that?
That was just hey, that's a 9.5 put in the end zone, and you hope that one of your tall guys goes and gets it.
And Tim Gilligan, not generally known for being the tallest guy, but just being in the right place at the right time.
Eli Kearns not terribly tall either, so you kind of lucked out on that one.
Yep. So right now it's 10-9. NextGen is down. Revolver is coming out with a line of Russ Wynn pulling. Bo Kittredge is on the field. You got to expect that he's going to be getting the disc a lot off of a turn.
You got to wonder if NextGen's only carrying 15 guys might come to bite him here, because that was a tremendously long point.
Yep, absolutely. So Simon Montague there with the disc. Looking for Mitch Sion, not getting him, finding Aaron Hahn. Aaron Hahn in the middle of the field, being marked by Ashlyn Joy. We got Jay Clark. Russell Wynn really sort of overplaying a lot of these marks, but then kind of shutting things down. And Simon Montague getting the separation he needs to get open for his thrower.
Freechild not on, so they're forcing backhand again.
Yep. Camden Allison Hall right now with the disc. Finds Hahn, his Oregon and Rhino teammate there on the field. There's a call right now. It's probably a pick, judging from the thickness of that stack right there.
Man, Montague on a forced backhand is so tough. He can, I'm sorry, he can get that wide swing off, and Mikkel too. They're almost like clones of one another.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. Han desperately trying to find someone to throw it to. Disc is thrown up. Bo's in the play. What's going to happen? And Camden, Allison Hall picks up the trash.
Hustle in the wind.
Absolutely. It looks like Bo Kittredge had a great amount of inside positioning, but couldn't really get up. Jimmy Mikkel got up very early on that and prevented him from getting as high as he wanted, but Aaron Hahn just floating it up there. And
he got a piece too.
Yep. Mikkel definitely prevented Bo from getting any sort of vertical space right there, and he was just there first. That's what it is.
They got lucky. I mean, well, not really lucky. I mean, Allison Hall makes that play with his feet.
Yep.
But that, for you young viewers at home, might not be the throw you want to throw. The crossfield backhand directly into the teeth of the wind.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been playing with high schoolers, trying to coach college, and the first option is that option, and if that's the first option, that means wind sprints. That means laps. I blow my whistle, laps. Either way, right now it's 10-10, all tied up. It's a very tight game right now. Looks like this is going to be a real battle of wills. Who will be able to impose that will more upon the other team?
Two great hustle plays back-to-back going upwind, though. One by Lucas Dahlman and then one by Allison Hall.
Yep. And Dylan Freechild really flexing the guns right there and just throwing a great big pull that just it's hard to tell whether or not it was inbounds really since the beginning of the play, but it looks like it went out the back instead of the sideline. So thankfully for NextGen, they are not going to have to start with the disc, or the Revolver's not going to get to start with the disc right up next to their goal line.
Joy bringing it up. This is the same O-line we've seen for most of the game.
Yep. The O-line that has started out very strong but has shown signs of struggle in the last couple points. Ashland's looking for an option. Ooh. And wow, Chris Kocher just right in that play, not getting a bid off, but at least pressuring it. Marcelo Sanchez there with the disc on the open side, looking for an option, really kind of holstering his bad decisions that he had been taking at the first part of the game. Here we go. We got Bo Kittredge after a pass from Josh Wiseman. Wiseman very open again. They might be trying to funnel it to him so that he can be pressured into a difficult decision. And a travel is called on Bo Kittredge. Now, having been a frequent flyer myself on the field, I say it takes one to know one, and I know travels, and it definitely looked like a travel to me.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys have been playing MLU, so in MLU, that's a turnover.
Yep. The way I like to think about it is I always got my bags packed. Anyways.
Kittredge to Joy.
Kittredge to Joy there. Ashland Joy taking it up line. Very small space to work with, yet Revolver deciding, opting for that very small window, the front 5 yards, an area which I hate to score in, but whatever works, works. Ashland just getting the first 2 steps there on his Davis, fellow Davis alumni there, and getting the goal.
We were talking about Ashland on the drive over. Joy, he is a lot faster, I think, than he looks. He never really looks like he's trying terribly hard, but he is moving mighty quick.
Absolutely. So right now it looks like Jacob Janin, Trent Dillon, also Simon Montague is out there, Camden Allison Hall. Looks like Eli Kearns is out there, as well as Jimmy Mikkel and Aaron Hahn for NextGen. For Revolver, it's Tim Gilligan, Tom James, Mac Taylor, Andrew Hagan, Russ Wynn, Lucas Dahlman has had a pretty phenomenal last few points, and Yo Kawaoka for the D on Revolver. So Gilligan with the big pull there. A little hard to handle that one. It's floating up. This is dangerous, but Simon Montague showing his size and making the catch fairly easily. Aaron Hahn with a couple of open receivers downfield, but just there's a lot of congestion out there. Options are not that clear. Mikkel over to Hahn once again. Hahn looking back to the middle of the field. Revolver not pressuring the dumps quite like they were in the first half. Gilligan there. Big IO flick from Montague to Allison Hall. Camden Austin Hall hitting, trying to hit the, no, I don't hear anything. Yep. As it turns out, Mickle hitting Aaron Hahn right there.
Oh,
Hahn,
nice rip.
Big flick to Trent Dillon, who's wide open in the end zone.
Wow. That was a very nice piece of offense by NextGen. Real patient. Lots of swings, lots of dumps.
Yeah, we're sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulty. Our earphones aren't hearing quite as well as they could be, but the last play was then finished up. Trent Dillon catching the goal from Aaron Hahn. It's 11-11. We're getting close to crunch time here.
Upwinders have not been a problem tremendously for either team. I almost feel like downwind is tougher. I mean, that hell point, that downwind has been difficult.
Once again, if you were standing with us right now, you could see that the fog continues to roll in just so hard. It must be very difficult to play. A lot of the fans out there just freezing cold, bundling up as much as they can, huddling up as much as they can. It's a cold, blustery San Francisco night, but as you know, it's June, so that's what we like to call summer.
If NextGen can pull out a win here in these conditions, they got to come away feeling just fantastic about the rest of the tour.
Absolutely. So Nathan White hits Jordan Jeffrey under. Ashlyn Joy now getting into the cuts, looking, but Bo Kittredge not getting the disc. He throws his head up in frustration there.
They rolled over Clark in defense. He poached over.
Yep. Wiseman hitting Ashlyn Joy, who's now in the backfield with nobody else. Marcelo Sanchez now looking for an option, looking for his Davis teammate, but not getting it. Hits the around backhand. Ashlyn putting it up to Bo, who is wide
Nice
open.
throw.
And Jordan Jeffrey trying to get into that play along with Kittredge, but no go. Kittredge wants the points all for himself.
That's coming off a break, and Ashlyn gets a wide open look. Upwind, free backhand. You got to try to stop that one because that might be the easiest throw upwind you got.
Yeah, he's not going to miss that throw 95% of the time. He's a strong thrower. He's got a lot of prowess. He's got a lot of confidence, too. He's been making these plays for Revolver for many years. And especially now since Robbie Cahill, Mark Sherwood, and also Bart Watson are no longer part of this Revolver team. Guys like Ashlyn Joy, Nick Schlag, and Cassidy Rasmussen, who's injured currently, are going to be making much greater impacts, especially offensively for Revolver in this coming season.
Yeah, it's going to be a season of change for them with losing, that many high-impact players. You replace almost a third of the team with new players. Dutchy, Alexander, how do you pronounce the last name? Guesquire.
Yep, Guesquire.
No longer coaching Revolver, moved to the East Coast. So Mike Payne, former Double Happiness Jam, Stanford, is taking the reins as coach.
So Tim Gilligan coming up with that pull. It looks like it's getting caught pretty high up in that wind. Stays in, and apparently an offsides was called because
the observer slapped the disc down?
Yeah. Because the observer might have slapped. It's very possible that was the reason right there. Got Chris Sherwood there, observer and also general manager of MLU's San Francisco Dogfish. No stranger to Kezar Stadium. Yep. Just making that offsides call. Also, Matt, you've been out here in a lot of games in the evening. What's it like being on the field at this time of night?
Yeah, I'm one of the assistant coaches for the Dogfish, and I'm really impressed with NextGen's ability to handle this because we've played some very games where it involved us having big comebacks for wins, and a big part of that was the wind. It just makes it very difficult to run an offense cleanly. So for them to only be down one right now is really phenomenal.
So Revolver looks like they were coming out in a kind of junk right there. And Russell Wynn's defensive pressure causes Aaron Hahn to have a drop. Mac Taylor with the disc hits Tom James on the open side about 20 yards out. James looking for the option. Cannot find it. Throws a big loopy around backhand that gets caught up in the wind, and Eli Kearns almost gets a defensive pressure.
Oh, nice throw.
And Sean Levy hitting Eric Greenwood in the end zone for the break. That's a huge point. It's 13-11 right now. That's a big play.
That's a big play. And that's all caused by Russ Wynn's really pressure. I mean, he's on Han's back coming in, and bids. It might have been a little bit of an errant bid. I don't know if you had a chance to get it, but close enough. Make him think about it.
Yep. And it looks almost like Russ Wynn might have even had a little bit of contact there with Aaron Hahn, but Hahn just not really thinking that it was enough to warrant a foul call. After all, this is not MLU. The officials, the observers will not be making those sorts of active calls.
It hit him in the hand. He knows he probably should have caught it, so he's not going to call a foul on that.
Absolutely. So right now, the pressure's on for NextGen. They got Camden Allison Hall. They got Montague. We got Freechild, Jay Clark, who's just been having a phenomenal game. And also what appears to be Chris Kocher out there, just getting ready to.
Another offside.
Another offside's called.
One more thing to work out with the new team is timing of your pullers, I guess, huh?
Matt, I have not seen this many offsides in an ultimate game.
That was just 2 in a row.
2 in a row. And two of the same. I mean, it's Gilligan pulling twice, but you gotta just think, we just got one. May as well not.
Don't be
may
quite
as well
so
not
eager.
mess up again. And the pull looks like it was hooked a little hard right there.
Stays in bounds.
Yeah, stays in bounds, but only goes a little bit past half field. Right now, Montague is looking for Freechild, being marked by Hagen. Hagen really putting that pressure on. Big throw up from Mikkel. And Yo Kawaoka getting enough of a piece in there to prevent Jay Clark from making that grab. That's a great
What a D. Holy mackerel. That is just not giving up on that one. He was beat. This throw is a little bit short and just gets enough.
Just gets enough of that. Just look at that play.
Clark gets some credit, too. He was trailing when that pass went up. Oh, my.
On the field right now, Dylan Freechild just gets a very, very skilled D right there and then hits Mikkel quickly for the goal. Revolver looked like it was having a little bit of trouble working it upwind, but not too much. They looked like they were sort of in control, but Freechild came from way off the end, just runs right in front of the pass, grabs it. No chance for the receiver to grab.
That is a veteran play from a guy who's a little young to be a veteran.
Absolutely. You can see this right here.
Yeah, just leaves this guy and runs right in the middle of the field.
Oh, yeah. If that hadn't worked out, it would have probably been a very bad situation.
Yes.
But at any rate, right now it's 13-12. Revolver's offense coming back out with Marcelo Sanchez, Josh Wiseman, Joel Schlackett, Bo Kittredge, Ashlyn Joy, Nick Schlag, and Jordan Jeffrey. And NextGen coming out with Freechild, Scion,
Nickel pulling.
Yeah, Aaron Neal, Aaron Hahn, and Wilt Driscoll along with Trent Dillon out there. This is going to be a tough line to score on, and the downwind has proved to be pretty difficult to deal with.
Surprisingly.
Yep. So Jordan Jeffrey with the disc right in the middle of the field, looking for his options. Hits Ashlyn, who made a very loopy cut to get open. Not seeing what he wants, nothing really going on. A very pressured throw.
Nice bid.
And that's Nick Schlag with that grab, even with Mitch Sion's big pressure, and almost another poach D for NextGen. Wiseman wide open there.
Wiseman wants to dump it.
Yep. There we go. We have Bo Kittredge with the disc, looking for his option, getting Ashlyn Joy, who gets just enough separation on Dylan Freechild. Looking for the option, got Joel Schlackett right in the middle, wide open backhand over to Jordan Jeffrey, looking for his option, wants to score, throw the score, but it's just not happening. Great shimmy by Nick Schlag there, trying to get the separation. We know that shimmy's strong, and Ashlyn Joy works it. The bow and go once again.
That Ashlyn to Bo connection, these guys are teammates on the Dogfish, and I've had a chance to watch it all season. It is very, very potent, and they look for each other. They have a lot of faith in each other. And, Bo might be covered, Ashlyn might be covered. They're still going to try to find a way to get the disc to one another.
Absolutely. Bo Kittredge with that little rock star slide there, making sure it works, getting it done. Right now it's 14-12. Revolver has the disc, pulling. If they can score this one, it's game over.
They handled the downwind.
Yes, they did. Right now, Revolver's coming out with Lucas Dahlman, who you got to say, he's playing the part right now of a guy who should be making big plays for Revolver. He is just getting the hustle, making good throws, good decisions, showing no signs of slowing down from that concussion, which put him out for a couple weeks. It's impressive to see. So Russell Wynn with the pull. Looks like it's going to be fielded by that's Eli Kearns. Thought maybe Simon Montague would come in. Jay Clark cutting open on Russ Wynn, but the call is made and the play is dead. Disc still with Simon Montague. A lot of options right now. Looking for a big bid by Tim Gilligan on Eli Kearns. Not getting it, but Eli Kearns now has a big break space to work with.
Nice throw.
Makes a good throw, but an even better catch by Jacob Janin, honestly. Travel is called on Jacob Janin.
He's being marked by a guy who's a lot taller than him, so it's going to be tough for him to get off a break, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Zach Travis here, as we see on the mark. Throws a pretty cheeky there around a high release backhand, and Kearns with a big throw, but he is D'd by his former teammate on Polar Bears, Lucas Dahlman. Just looking for an option, has that tough, very close upwind flick to make. And here we go, Martin and Tom James just making the catch at the last second with Tim Morrissey flying in, puts up a big huck. It's looping left, and Russ Wynn cannot make the grab.
Nice D by Clark. He has played a great game.
Yeah, Clark exerting a lot of pressure on that one. Tom James did have an open option with Russ Wynn, but that's a tough upwind throw.
He gets it up, and it just tails outside in a lot.
Yep. Lucas Dahlman, as you can see, almost getting into that play, and Russ Wynn just got a lot of that, almost made that grab, but just could not close the hand. So Simon Montague's in here with the disc about 15 yards outside of his end zone, trying to look for an option, looks for the swing, gets Eli Kearns there with the disc. Kearns asking for the blow-by. He makes it over to Jacob Janin once again, who puts up a big flick. That gets tipped by Mac Taylor. Lucas Dahlman with the disc. Revolver is pressing to win right now. Tim Gilligan in the middle of the field with no mark, no stall count until Eli Kearns, and there's a put and Russ Wynn again cannot come down with it. He had no inside positioning. Jacob Janin with all the positioning there defensively pressures Wynn into dropping it, and Gilligan just threw an air ball. A prayer ball, if you will.
A prayer ball. Nice D by the little fellow on the bigger guy.
Yep. As it goes, here we go. We have Eli Kearns once again with the disc, hitting Jay Clark. Jay Clark tries to hit Elliot Erickson, who bids from the defensive pressure exerted by Taylor Leahy. Just cannot make the grab.
Might be seeing a little fatigue from NextGen here. Their cuts are not quite as sharp and not quite as fast as we were seeing earlier in the game.
And it is early in the tour right now, and it is very apparent that there's a couple things that still need to be ironed out, but you can bet that in the next couple games, this NextGen crew is definitely going to be trying to get that done as fast as possible.
They've looked pretty good, all things considered, I'd say.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a very tough field to play on. This is a very tough team to play against. Still a little bit of discussion.
I think we just had an injury sub, actually.
Yep, Elliot Erickson coming out for NextGen. Looks like what might have been an ankle or a calf. Anyways, it was a leg that he was trying to sort of work out. Taylor Leahy coming in with the disc. Again, another Polar Bear, another Davis alumni. Here we go. We have Tom James and Tim Morrissey gets a piece, but Tom James calls a foul. It did seem like it came out a little wobbly.
Yeah.
So a little bit of discussion. Looks like the observers are going to talk about it. We've got Wes Chow and Stephen Hubbard.
Let's take a
So
look.
here we go.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah, it looks like he might have gotten a piece of meat, but
oh, wow.
turns out that the observers overruled it. And it is NextGen.
NextGen's still alive.
Once again. That's an unfortunate break for, and Simon Montague is just not being guarded by anybody right now. There's definitely a degree of miscommunication downfield. Open side, or break side swing there to Jay Clark, who makes the sliding grab. disc is getting just blown in all sorts of directions right now. Russ Wynn getting ferocious on defense, and Montague just has a wide open lane to hit Chris Kocher. Chris Kocher hits Jacob Janin, being marked by Ashlyn Joy. Jacob Janin looking for an option, trying to get something going. Taylor Leahy gets a little slip there, but gets onto the mark, marking Jimmy Mickle. Mickle hits Jay Clark. Jay Clark looking for the option, not finding it, looking for the upline.
Ooh.
Upline is made Mickle there on the grab. Good toe as well.
Small
it's
window.
Getting close.
Stay with it.
It's getting
boy.
windy out there, and that causes a turnover. And Ashlyn Joy just not taking any time to set anything up, just tries to rip it upwind in a very stiff headwind going in there.
That was ambitious.
Very ambitious, and frankly, it speaks to a lack of, I guess, just desire to grind. You know, if you want to, if you grind, you can make it happen. But if you just take the shot, it's a lot harder. When you're tired, it's harder to throw. Mickle back with the disc, looking for Kocher. Mickle throws a hammer. It's open for Simon Montague, who kick spikes, trying to bring in a little Dylan Freechild into the mix with some kick spikes there, and just doesn't make the grab.
That is, he went up. I don't know if he had to go up. I think he anticipated maybe a little bit of pressure from somebody trailing.
It just looks like he clapped at the at the wrong second and tried to catch it with his foot, but could not.
Hard to catch with your foot.
Absolutely. I've only seen one kick of the disc being caught before, and I doubt I'll see too many more in my time.
Man, great look, because he was very open there, and they didn't have much else.
So Taylor Leahy coming back up with the disc to the goal line for Revolver. Both teams still have one timeout. It's 14-12. This is for the win if they can pull it off. Davis hitting pull, and oh my goodness, Lucas Dahlman just throwing one up to Bo, and Russell Wynn a third time cannot come up with the play. Jacob Janin hits Jay Clark, back pedals, makes the grab, gets a couple extra yards. Right now the disc is on Eli Kearns. Back to Dylan Freechild being marked backhand. Probably not a good idea for a Revolver. And the throw goes up.
Wow.
And the catch. So about 3 or 4 different possessions for Revolver to get the win right off the bat.
You gotta question both those Huck looks though. Ashland's he had Lucas wide open, but it's pretty egregious.
Absolutely.
And then Lucas Huck, I think it's just a poorly executed throw.
Yep. So Jacob Janin coming up with that goal on the throw from Eli Kearns.
Speaking of grinding, NextGen grinding.
Getting that grind in. But they're unfortunately down a couple breaks right now, and they're going to have to go on a little bit of a run if they want to win this game right now. So Revolver coming out with the same O-line that they've been running with. It seems like the kind of O-line that they're going to want to have throughout the course of the season. And you know what? That means that they're gonna run it until it works. And it's been working pretty well the last couple of weeks.
So far, Wiseman has really been having his way, which doesn't surprise me since he's definitely accustomed to playing with these guys. The 2 new kids from Davis, a little more struggles getting integrated right now.
Absolutely. So Jimmy Mickle right now set to pull. There's Aaron Neal out there. We got Dylan Freechild always making big plays. Will Driscoll, Trent Dillon. Looks like Kocher's also on the field, and Mitch Sion coming in. So we got Jordan Jeffrey looking for an option, hits the around backhand to Ashlyn Joy, who has been playing a lot of points. And Ashlyn sees Bo, who got separation.
Someone lost the shoe.
And Bo Kittredge makes the grab. It looks like Will Driscoll lost his shoe. I don't know if there's going to be a call on it, but I think that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. Revolver wins 15-13 on the separation garnered by, there's the shoe that comes off, garnered by Bo Kittredge, who gets himself a little bit of assurance. That disc is flying in all sorts of ways. Bo Kittredge loving that.
Joy to Kittredge. We're going to be seeing a lot of that this season.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all she wrote for the first game of the NextGen Tour. Check out everything that you need to know and more about the NextGen Tour, including players, dates, locations, teams that they play against, a little bit of biographies, all at nextgentour.com. Also, big thanks to Discraft and Friction Gloves for providing discs and gloves for this NextGen tour.
Patagonia as well.
Patagonia as well, yep. And as you can see right now, that's you got a quick little glimpse of Kezar Stadium and the dark, dark clouds that roll in over here. It's a blustery, cold, cold evening, very common for San Francisco. And we thank you all for watching this first game of the NextGen Tour. This is Daniel Shai-Chazen.
This is Matt Ruby, the Rubes.
And, you know, have a good night, y'all, and we'll catch you at the next game.